Greetings, citizens. For over 40 years that phrase meant one thing in Philadelphia: Pierre Robert was on the air. On Wednesday, October 29th, the voice that defined rock radio for generations went silent. Pierre Robert, the legendary DJ of 93.3 WMMR, was found dead in his home at the age of 70. This is the story of a man who didn't just play music, he became the soundtrack to an entire city's life. Pierre Robert's death sent shockwaves through Philadelphia's music community. Beasley Media Group, which owns WMMR, confirmed that Robert was discovered at his residence on Wednesday after colleagues requested a welfare check when he failed to show up for his midday shift. Authorities have stated there's no indication of foul play, though the exact cause of death remains under investigation. Born William Pierre Robert on August 1, 1955, in Truckee, California, he was 70 years old. Within hours of the announcement, tributes lit up Philadelphia's iconic concert venues. The Xfinity Mobile Arena, the Met, and the Fillmore all displayed messages honoring the radio legend. His colleagues at WMMR's Preston and Steve show spoke through tears, with Preston Elliott saying, "I've never met a better and bigger music fan in my life." Who was Pierre Robert? To understand Pierre Robert's impact, you have to go back to 1981. He'd started his career at San Francisco's legendary progressive rock station KSN, but when that station changed formats, Robert found himself at a crossroads. He drove his 1970 Volkswagen van, which he'd named Minerva, across the country to Philadelphia, bringing a friend to school. He sent WMMR a demo tape and initially got rejected, so he took a job at a health food store called Essene. But then something remarkable happened. A palm reader on South Street told him he'd be getting a letter soon. When Robert returned home, there it was, a letter from WMMR's station manager saying there was an opening. He joined the station in 1981 and never left. For 44 years, Pierre Robert became the midday voice of Philadelphia rock radio, hosting his show from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m., though it often ran on what he called Pierre Standard Time. His signature greeting citizens, became as recognizable in Philly as the Liberty Bell. He introduced features like the Coffee Break Music Marathon, Pierre's Planner, and Workforce Blocks, where he'd play 3 or 4 songs by a single artist based on listener requests. He had an archive of vinyl records and would spin vinyl cuts for his audience. Every Thanksgiving, he'd play all 18 minutes and 20 seconds of Arlo Guthrie's Alice's Restaurant. Pierre Robert wasn't just a DJ. He was a cultural institution. In an era where corporate radio increasingly relies on pre-programmed playlists and faceless automation, Robert represented something increasingly rare: authentic connection. As one Reddit user pointed out, we're witnessing a nationwide decline in genuine radio personalities, with many stations opting for formats that lack a real host. Rock musicians treated him differently. Icons from across the industry granted Robert rare interviews and appeared on his program because they respected his encyclopedic knowledge and genuine passion. In 2019, he was inducted into the Philadelphia Music Walk of Fame alongside the Hooters, one of his favorite bands. In 2021, WMMR renamed their studio the Pierre Robert Studio to celebrate his 40th anniversary with the station. Just this past January, he'd signed a multi-year contract extension. But beyond the accolades, Pierre Robert showed up for his community. He supported the AIDS Walk, hosted Manna's Pie in the Sky fundraiser, and championed countless local causes. People who met him in person consistently described the same experience. He was exactly who he seemed to be on air: warm, genuine, and endlessly optimistic. One listener who encountered him around Philadelphia said, "He was truly one of the kindest individuals I've ever known." Pierre Robert's death marks the end of an era, but his legacy tells us something important about what we're losing in modern media. In a world of algorithms and automation, he proved that nothing can replace a human voice that genuinely cares about the music, about the community, and about the people listening. Caroline Beasley, CEO of Beasley Media Group, perhaps said it best: Pierre's unwavering love for music and his deep connection with listeners made him one of radio's most enduring and beloved voices. For 44 years, he didn't just broadcast to Philadelphia, He became part of its heartbeat. As the lights dimmed on Philadelphia's concert venues Wednesday night in tribute, you could almost hear it one more time, echoing across the city. Greetings, citizens. What radio personality made an impact on your life? Share your memories in the comments below. And if this story moved you, hit that like button and subscribe, because stories like Pierre's remind us why real voices still matter. Thanks for watching.